welcome back, everyone, to the top 8 of the first ever in the world Trooper Tour. Coming to a conclusion tonight, but starting with this top 8, we've got 8 spicy decks and a night full of fun ahead of us.
A good mix too. There's a couple of surprise decks that made it in that I hadn't seen that had dodged the camera so far. So hopefully we get to bring you some of that action too. We're gonna go briefly just through the top 8 and kind of let you all pick your favorites or see what we're gonna do, and we're gonna go from there. So the matchup we're watching first is Richard Sepulveda playing ADP Moltres, and I think we saw him on camera earlier today. Mm-hmm. And he'll be playing Ken Evans, who plays Shadow Rider Calyrex, who we also saw on camera. So we've seen both of these people play already, and that'll be the first game we watch. So we have Richard at 8 seed and Ken at first. And 7 seed we have Elizabeth Bach. She's playing Victini VMAX, which is a deck that was really popular. Has kind of fallen out of favor, I guess, with Calyrex coming in with Chilling Reign, but still very good. And she's playing Jeremy Riviere, who is 2nd seed with Ice Rider VMAX. And did we see him early? Did. So we've seen Jeremy on camera as well. So that's the first 2 matches. And then 6th seed, we have Joshua Sutherland playing Luke Metal, and we've seen him as well. And then he is playing against Levi Hacker, who's another one of those surprise decks. He's playing Cramorant VMAX. Okay. I think he went X11 as well. Yep. And he has a very interesting deck we really hope to get on camera if he makes it to top 4 here. And we're really excited to see that. And that should be a good game against Luke Metal. The cool thing about Luke Metal is where it is slow, you get to play out your deck. Yep. So even if he'll get to do some cool stuff, and I know he really likes that. So, and then our last matchup is Nathan Elsenhone at 4th seed with Luke Metal, playing against Cody Courtney at 5th seed, also with Luke Metal.
Got that Luke Metal mirror.
There's a lot of Luke Metal in top 8. Is it 4? 3 or 4? So we have 1, 2, 3 Luke Metal, 1 Shadow Rider, 1 Ice Rider, 1 ADP, and then we have Cramorant VMAX and Victini.
Oh, it's an interesting mix still.
A good mix. 1, 2, 3. We have 5 different decks on the top 8. I know Elizabeth is dying to play against some of that Luke Metal. Luke Metal, yeah. So if she can get through, I think that'll be a fun event for her. So
give me some Zacians.
So she's ready for that. I think that with that we're ready to get into it.
Yep.
So the first matchup, like I said, is Richard Sepulveda against Ken Evans. So that'll be a good one. So we'll get into that for you guys.
Yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at the game here.
So it looks like they are ready and set up. Let's go ahead and tell them, and then we should be good to go. All right, so I think they're getting word now.
All right, cool. Looks like we're underway. We've got Moltres staring down Gengar Mimikyu. So going to be an interesting one here.
This is the exact same start that Ken had against Nathan and Swiss, where he started that and he was able to Horror House to take that extra turn.
Yep.
So I'm sure that he would love to repeat that here.
We are seeing an attachment to the Moltres with an energy spinner to go ahead and grab the Darkness Energy. An additional one out of the deck. And doing the old prize check. See what's sitting over in those prizes.
Got all the essentials for
Yep. Going on a trip. Don't want to forget anything.
Let's get Cherish Ball here.
Cherish Ball, most likely going to grab a Dedenne if I were a gambling man.
You would have been right.
I would have been.
You would have done it.
I've played a game or 2 of Pokemon in my life. Just 1 or 2, though.
I have not, so.
That is fair.
Let's see. Let's see a big ditch on Dedenne here.
Yep.
He has the dark energy to go ahead and accelerate.
Yeah, so he has, he searched out that dark energy with the spinner, so he's going to be able to pitch that with the Dedenne here and get the 2 energy on Moltres going into the next turn.
You're really wanting to just accelerate with that to start hitting.
Yeah.
Right, so it makes sense that he's going all in on this.
Yep, so we are going all in here, pitching all of those cards. And got a fistful of Pokemon.
A lot of Pokemon. But we do see a saucer.
One of them is a Crobat, so that's good too.
Use Moltres' ability.
Yep. Bring back that dark energy. And
I thought he almost passed.
He almost passed.
He almost did it. That's a very strong first turn.
Yeah.
For sure.
Not bad whatsoever. Is there a dark energy currently in the discard pile? I don't think there is, because that's something that I was going to bring up. So if this was the play we were making, if you attach the water energy that was in the hand to the Moltres and then pitch both dark energy, then right now you could have gotten back the first dark energy with the ability of leaving a dark energy in the discard pile where this water is right now, and then even if they horror house so that you can't play any cards from your hand, you would still be threatening the attack via using the ability. So just like a small sequencing there that may have been able to help out a little bit more.
In these situations too, I'm sure he assumed that he would just draw another dark or would have an outlet, but if he does get horror house, then it wouldn't matter.
Yeah.
So.
Doing the search through Ken's deck with his opening quick ball now, grabbing a Shadow Rider.
If he doesn't do this, the Gengar's one-shotted in theory, right? By
Correct. Yeah. If he does not horror house, it will just immediately get one shot.
That'll be a very big swing too, and a lot of pressure from.
Yeah, I mean, because Gengar Mimic used 3 prizes. Yeah. So it does look like we horror housed, which means Richard was forced to just draw and then can't play any cards from hand and can't do anything on the board. However, maybe I didn't see it, but you could still use Intrepid Sword to draw 3. Unless, again, he's trying to play around Horror House or Poltergeist here, but I thought his hand was already too big.
He still had a lot. I mean, you see how powerful this attack is to be able to do that, to buy the turn, to then go back in with Shadow Rider to be able to double evolve and draw for it. And he has the Fog Crystal to grab the energies to do so. It is very strong. And being able to start with Gengar Mimikyu in these situations is so good for that reason too.
All right, Fog Crystal grabbing the Psychic Energy. Evolving into the big Shadow Rider.
That's a really big missed opportunity to not have the water on there.
It's very small things that just drastically change games in Pokemon, especially in today's age, where games are just shorter because the cards are so much more powerful.
Well, it just moves so fast, and knowing about all the different card games, and you have 4 turns, 5 turns sometimes, but you make so many little decisions each turn that go unnoticed in a lot of games, and that's a very small thing that most of the time doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But in this situation, it looks like it does, so we'll see.
And when I say these things, I don't mean to pick on people or act like I'm always right or anything like that, because I clearly make my fair share of mistakes and things like that and questionable decisions too, but it just comes from making those mistakes as I've gone along to be able to see when others might have been able to do something a little differently too.
So we've got an Air Balloon here with a Chaotic Swell. A second Air Balloon.
And we did see a discard of the Tool Scrapper from Richard on turn 1.
And that is the only one that he does play.
So those Air Balloons are safe. There was the Poltergeist, but it there was only the 3, so it looks like it was intentional that he did not Intrepid Sword so that he would not draw into additional trainers that would have
Gengar
let
is now in
Moltres
trouble,
die. Yeah,
sure.
By trouble,
Dead.
Steven meant very, very dead.
Yeah.
Because we are going to see that Moltres be able to take the KO here.
Now that lack of Intrepid, or like the lack of the draw 3 there, he's gonna be able to do this to knock out, to take the first 3 prizes, and hopefully, maybe race, Shadow Rider here, because you're also taking energy off the board. So.
Yeah. We do see a Dedenne that is almost assuredly going to come down. This game is just very strange because a lot of times in this matchup with the ADP Moltres deck, you don't end up using ADP in the matchup against Shadow Rider because the games are so powerful and so quickly that you may just power up 2 Moltres and take your 6 prizes that way.
Because you'll just one-shot them anyway. So the 30 damage doesn't...
Yeah.
Really matter because you're not
even the extra prize. Yeah, because you're still just taking 3 and then 3.
So we see the water attachment with the Dedenne here.
Yeah, and that being important to get the metal energy in the discard pile for Metal Saucer.
That was a good decision. You saw him debating on it to attach the metal versus the water, and it goes back to that ADP is not really relevant here, and we just want metals in the discard.
Yep. And it's one of those things where it's like, well, what do you mean ADP is not relevant? Like, that's the name of the deck. And it's just like, with the way that these games play out in this matchup, it's just not... I'm not saying you're never going to use it or anything like that, but it doesn't need to be a core part of your plan because you are just trying to take 2 KOs on 2 3-prize Pokemon. Because we're going to be able to just go ahead and get another Moltres here with this Quick Ball. The problem being that I don't think there's a Dark Energy in the discard pile or a way to get one right now, which means that this Moltres will not have an energy already going into the next turn.
And the thing is, where ADP, unfortunately, does play multiple energy types, there's only 4 Dark Energy in the deck. So... he's going to be hard-pressed to continue to find that to be able to really utilize Moltres as good as it could be because they're forced to play waters and metals for other matchups. So this is definitely what he wants to do, but a combination of prizes, maybe a Darks in there, it'll be interesting to see.
Now, we do have an interesting play next turn. So this Moltres is going to take the KO, but the cards that are in Richard's hand here were Metal Saucer, Metal Energy, Aurora Energy, and Quick Ball. So what he can actually do is send up Moltres, attach the Aurora Energy, discarding Metal Energy, Metal Saucer to attach the Metal Energy to Zacian, and then energy switch from Zacian up to Moltres, which would mean he would just need to be able to find an actual physical attachment of a single Dark Energy to be able to KO a Shadow Rider.
To win the game.
To win the game.
With the VMAX.
And I'm not sure what the 3 prize cards are, but we did see the energy switch.
We saw Viridian Forest and 2 metals, I believe, or at least 1
And if
metal.
there's another Crobat or a Dedenne, he has that Quick Ball to be able to go digging after doing all of that.
So regardless of taking that turn off with the GX attack from Gengar, it looks like he's still in a very good shot to win this. It just shows how powerful weakness is.
The game isn't over or anything, but it's definitely looks like Moltres can take the win here if some things go right. It looks like we've thrown some cards to the side. Things are getting crazy down at the Card Trooper Games play floor. All right, we got a Rainbow Rare, but unfortunately, because their design is horrid, I can't tell which one it is.
It would be a Shadow Rider.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, it's not the Ice Rider.
It's just unfortunate that they all look exactly the same. So, and Crobat. We've got a Psychic Energy coming down with the ability to drawing 2 more cards. I did see a Path to the Peak.
Path to the Peak.
Yep, Steven's favorite card.
It is my favorite card. It's gonna maybe it comes down here.
Yeah, see, we're having to read the Shadow Rider because
it does the same thing.
It looks like every other Rainbow Rare since Sun and Moon base set.
Don't worry, Richard.
In 2017. I can't tell the difference between that and a Gumshoes GX.
Maybe it is a Gumshoe GX.
For all I know,
For all you know.
it really just is.
We don't know where it goes. Yep.
All right.
Rainbows are distorting, is what we've...
Yep. Rainbow rares should be banned, is what we've come to.
Okay.
All right. It looks like we're having some sort of discussion. There may be some sort of issue. I don't think anybody did anything wrong.
I think they're trying to determine if he already drew off of the Shadow Rider ability.
We'll try and get some word on what's going on the floor.
Okay, so it was determined he did not draw. That's what we just heard. That he had not drawn off of the other one, so that's where we are now. Let me see Ken here. Energy placement in this situation is very important too, right? You're just trying to get all you can on the board, I guess, and the threat of this Moltres one-shotting.
All right, let's see here. All right, Ordinary Rod coming out and shuffling 2 Psychic Energy back into the deck.
He forgot to draw off of the 2 is what I was just told.
Okay.
By the judge of the event.
All right, and we are seeing the knockout on the Galarian Moltres. All right, we're sending the Moltres up, and we're going to see a big turn here. We see a Professor's research come off the top as well. There's a Viridian Forest, and that is going to be able to find that...
That'll do it. Yep, he knows it. You can see the increase of the speed there.
Yep, there's the Metal Saucer. We're going to activate the ability, pick up the Dark. We're going to go to an Energy Switch, and that is going to be the game. It's going to take 3 prizes, which...
So Richard will take game 1.
That is 6 prizes right there.
That is crazy with the difference in... even that one turn thinking that would matter more, but with weakness being so strong and, him not being able to kill whenever he Horror House to show the... What's the attack called for Gengar?
For Gengar is Horror House GX.
But what's the regular one called?
Poltergeist.
Poltergeist. Whenever he revealed and he only had 3 because he chose to not draw with Zacian. To not kill the Moltres really was the game. So while we wait for them to shuffle up, we'll try to get word on some other games too.
Yep. Because we are in the best of 3 portion now, so the match is not over. Richard could still, in theory, lose if Ken wins the next 2 consecutive games. But as of right now, Richard is up 1-0 in the top 8 of the Chilling Reign Trooper Tour.
We're waiting to hear back. We think there's another game that's already finished game 1, so we'll try to keep you all updated with that as soon as we hear back. Even though we're just watching 1, we'll try to keep you posted on the other 3. Aurora Energy providing Dark matters a lot too in that matchup, so you get the extra.
And the discard is just never a detriment. It's always just strict upside. Being able to pitch Metal Energy for Metal Saucer. Being able to pitch Dark Energy for Moltres' ability. Being able to discard cards to Crobat for more.
Yeah. So the lone Shadow Rider is in trouble here.
It does look like we've got an ADP start. And like I was saying, like, you're not going out of your way to ADP in this matchup, but starting it especially, you are reasonably likely in that scenario to still use the ability. Because what it allows you to do is be able to still kill like 2 smaller Pokemon, like a Dedenne and a baby Shadow Rider. But most of the time, the game's just you KO 2-3 prize Pokemon with Moltres regardless. If you win. Sometimes you do not.
It's like a Shadow Rider start here.
All right. Let's go. Is that Palpad?
There is one Palpad.
That's exciting. I love Palpad.
It looks like we just got word on another game. Jeremy has won game 1 against Elizabeth in our other one. And Jeremy is playing the Ice Rider against
Victini.
The Victini. So the Victini matchup probably has the worst possibility.
I would be so sad if I was on Victini and there's 3 Luke medals in top 8 and I get paired against the 1 Ice Rider.
That's hard. That's the way it goes with seeding and stuff like that too. And tiebreakers, is it all?
Yep.
It matters a lot.
All right, we do see a search for the Gengar Mimikyu on Ken's side.
The natural, longer first search here.
We've got some decent action over on Richard's side coming up.
His hand looked. There's a lot. There's a lot going to happen.
All right, let's see what's up. Moltres off the top's not a bad one.
with the darks and the discard option.
We're going to see a quick ball. This is almost assuredly going to discard a Metal Energy because we do have a Metal Saucer in hand. Imagine we can...
He's in a lot of... There's a switch as well.
Yeah.
With that, so we are looking at potentially turn 1.
We've got a lot of movement going on. Because we've also got a Crobat in this hand.
Oh my goodness.
So we're more than likely going to see a Zacian or a Mawile come out here. Either way, that would give them access to Metal Saucer immediately to attach the Metal Energy. Looks like we are going to pull a Zacian.
It's a safe choice.
It is the safest.
Oh, that is a great hand.
All right, so we are going with the Zacian. Gonna give the deck a good shuffle because this Crobat is still gonna need to be good. There is a chance that like this Crobat just doesn't lead anywhere.
Yeah.
We could potentially see some crazy things though. We are gonna see that Metal Saucer. Gonna go ahead and put the Metal Energy onto Zacian here.
There remains a hope for a knockout.
We're gonna see the switch. The switch is gonna
he's doing
Moltres up front. Attach the Dark Energy for turn. And then we're going to go ahead and draw 5.
Okay. There's a lot of supporters by the looks.
I don't see an energy switch.
Okay.
I do see Viridian Forest. And now everyone does. Viridian Forest is likely going to...
Now, why did he attach manually to that Moltres there?
Well, so he was drawing with Crobat. He wasn't doing a research or a Dedenne, so he needed to get cards out of his hand.
Okay.
So being able to see the card is still fine. because what's happening now is we still haven't used a supporter yet.
Yep.
So we're using Viridian Forest here to get a dark energy. We're going to be able to play a Professor's Research and discard the dark. And as long as we hit a energy switch, then he's going to be able to move that metal energy from Zacian and KO the Shadow Rider on turn 1 with Moltres.
So still potentially a very strong turn.
Yeah, because we also still have not Dedennate, and literally all we need at this point is a single energy switch.
So we have this, yep.
And we're drawing 7, and then we have options to Dedenne after this.
And that shows you the style of these decks. Like, whenever they want something with all this draw power and Dedenne is how fast they can surge, there is an energy switch.
Yep, we've got it. So that is going to be the KO on turn 1. There's the Moltres activation. Going to go ahead and attach the dark energy from the discard pile. Energy switch is almost assuredly the next play here, but first, maybe Moltres is going to
hop on a balloon.
Yep, hop on a balloon real quick.
Grab one of those for the ride over.
Yeah. Actually, we saw a Great Catcher.
Oh,
so
my.
it's the Gengar that's dying for
That's
3 prizes and the energy card that's in play.
Oh, my.
Oh, this could not have gone any better. Oh.
Or worse.
It does depend on which side of the table you're on, because this is just not nice.
I mean, that shows you the power of ADP decks.
Now, see, here's something that's interesting. So we have attacked. We're taking the 3 prizes. We're in the lead, right? We're feeling good. The problem is that we left our hand as Quick Ball and Energy Switch. We don't particularly need either of those. But let's say that Ken plays Path to the Peak here. Now, obviously, off of the prizes, Richard got Viridian Forest and Dedenne.
Yep.
But let's say that Richard had not done that.
Sure.
If Ken sticks Path to the Peak, then Richard would literally be stuck with a Quick Ball that could have gotten a Dedenne, that could have gone ahead and gotten him a new hand. But we just drew the Viridian Forest off the prizes with the Dedenne, so we're going to be fine either way.
Everything is rolling for Richard.
Yeah, this game not looking all it. It does look like we're Marnieing.
So just to limit that hand further, I guess.
But I don't know how you even respond to this Moltres.
We just got word that Cody Courtney has taken Game 1 over Nathan Elsenhone as well. And I think that was the Luke Metal Mirror, if I recall.
Yes, it is.
Yes. So the 5 seed does take the Game 1 win over the 4 seed. Man, Ken has a... I don't know what could have gone better for Richard on that last turn.
No, that Great Catcher is just disrespectful.
Down to the prizes.
I saw that Great Catcher and I was like, okay,
I mean, that's a 1-of 2.
We have a problem.
That's a 1-of Great Catcher.
And by we, I mean Ken. Ken has a problem, and Ken's problem is that Ken's not going to have a good time this game.
So now, does Shadow Rider, because it is so linear, does it not play any answers really to Moltres?
No.
There's no...
Moltres is weak to grass.
Okay.
And grass Pokemon have never been able to do damage for 20 years. So unfortunately, there's not really a clean answer
to that.
Yeah.
I assume because it was dark, it would be weak to fighting. But
yeah, with the Sword and Shield changes, dark Pokemon overall are weak to grass to represent their weakness to bug in the video games.
Okay, that makes sense. Very unfortunate given this situation.
The only ones that are not are the ones that are weak to, or the ones that are poison based, like Eternatus.
Okay.
That's why Eternatus stayed weak to fighting. Yeah. There's that Path to the Peak. So,
and he did Marnie him, so I don't see.
Well, we drew a Professor's Research, so we're fine.
Okay. Yeah, he.
But could you imagine just a boss's orders here?
Just to win the game.
Yeah, just to instantly win the game.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised with how well the last turn went for him to have that. But
the Path to the Peak kind of makes sure that we're fine because you can't both bump it and boss in the same turn. So we are going to be able to Skyla here.
For Viridian Forest, most likely. You feel like to go ahead and go set up something else or set up?
Well, I'm not sure.
He's heavily ahead here. Obviously, he can take the knockout. We're just looking to kill the next thing he brings up.
There's the forest. Who are we attaching to?
That is what Richard is trying to figure out.
Looks like we are using Viridian Forest to pitch Energy Switch.
All right, in a swing of things, Elizabeth has taken game 2 over
Ooh,
Jeremy.
against the Ice Rider.
If she's able to pull this off.
Fighting for it.
Yep. So we are going to game 3 in the ice or the water fire matchup. You would think ice may be weak to fire. Maybe they should have done that to represent the video game.
Yeah,
but
that's just...
I can't be lucky. So.
Yeah, ice Pokemon aren't real. All right, so we did Viridian Forest, got the Metal Energy. Aurora Energy coming down onto the Crobat.
What is Crobat's attack?
Crobat's attack is 70 damage and they're poisoned, if I remember correctly.
Double check.
Metal Saucer going to attach Metal Energy to Zacian.
We have 70 and your opponent's poisoned.
Yeah.
What is the goal here?
Well, it is 140.
What is regular
energy.
Shadow Rider?
210.
210.
Yeah.
So it just two-shot that comfortably.
Well, it even two-shots Gengar comfortably.
Yeah.
Because Moltres almost assuredly going down here, but I don't know what with, because Poltergeist, I don't think KOs because he only has a 2-card hand. He left himself with the 2 cards.
He does have 2 trainers here, but not enough for him to do that. Unless he horror houses to try to lay something out and then to evolve them to get more energy. But that would take a very big turn. But if he's able to do that and to lay that out and somehow switch out and to build that momentum back in his favor, then he may be able to recover from that big turn.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see him still trying to get back from how big.
Yeah, definitely fighting for it.
That is what's neat about these decks, is even though you would look at that and just assume the game was over, but there's still a lot left to do.
Mm-hmm. We do see an attachment with the ability. Gonna go ahead and
2 more psychic energies.
Yeah.
That is
attaching for turn up front. It looks like
to switch back.
And it looks like yeah, that's just game because there's only 2, so it can only be 100. So not seeing a way out. So that was just the end of things there. That Moltres just taking the entire game, all 6 prizes. So
both times, yeah.
Not much you can do about that.